Hey, hey. Hello and shalom. The King James Bible University, the KJBU, is a place of learning dedicated solely to what thus saith the Lord our God. The KJBU is not connected to, affiliated with, nor associated with any Israelite camp, monastery, Christian denomination, or external organization that may be out there. The Word of God is not monetized under the umbrella of the KJBU, House of the Lost Sheep, House of JEHOVAH, unlike other organizations that are in this world that believe that tithes and love tokens and any other colorful title they give it is a staple in the organization in exchange for the Word of God. The KJBU stands exclusively on the 1611 King James Bible with the Apocrypha, the books removed from between Malachi and Matthew, and all teachings, whether from elders, deacons, or brothers, are grounded strictly in the instructions and truth found in that text alone. The focus remains on rightly dividing the word of truth as it is written, without addition, subtraction, or outside influence of otherworldly doctrines. That said, let's get into this. So, Brother Dwight here, and today it's a little bit on the heavy side, but it's for a reason. And I'll just get into it. Like every year, the season changes. And while I can't speak for everyone, but for me, there's a change that comes from time to time. Now, so happens to be one of such said times that I'm coming out of that season change and going into a new season. In general, there are things that I don't speak on. Some can relate, but for those that know me and are vaguely familiar with me, my demeanor usually gives it away. Generally, the phrase look of death is common. And the purpose of this is to help someone know that you are not alone going through this. So let's get into it. Um, Matter of fact, let me get over here and starting up in. Oh, I forgot the. Okay, hang on. Yeah. Okay, so starting in Ecclesiastes, we're gonna be picking it up at 3 and 1. Mhm. And it reads, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, excuse me. So even what seems like an emotional typhoon roller coaster ride has a purpose. I don't intimately know what that purpose is, but I know the signs of a changing season towards a dormant emotional state, and I can share what to be aware of. The first thing is loss of willingness to eat despite hunger signs. Second thing, the reflex of emotional stimulation near lifeless. Like any emotion is gone faster than a tennis ball can bounce off of a wall. The third thing, the overall state is between apathy, you don't care about nothing, peace, you're content with any and everything. that becomes a very thin line separating those. What's left between all that? Function. Despite how joyful and energetic the summer was of that emotional high, the season changes and drains the atmosphere with fog, but the function remains. So, that first one, loss of willingness to eat. Gonna head over to Deuteronomy 8 and 3. And it reads, Deuteronomy 8 and 3. And he humbled thee, and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with the manna, the heavenly bread, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know. Complete thought. I keep pushing. That he might make thee know that man doth not live by bread only, but every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Lord doth man live. The inner battle switches from lively and carefree to near lifeless, but content with living when Jehovah is in control. That function based on every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Lord. From here, let's head over to John 5 and 21 for the second part of being near lifeless. And it reads, For as the Father raiseth up the dead and quickeneth them back in the bus up, that dead is going to tie us to the feeble, the weak, the faint-hearted. Continuing, even so the Son quickeneth whom he will. From here, heading back over to Ecclesiastes. That's getting hard to see. Okay. 3 and 7. I'm going to be picking it up at C and D. C and D. Messed up on the last one, but I'm getting it together. So Ecclesiastes 3, 7, C and D. A time to keep silence, which is reverence and as understood silence, and a time to speak. Generally, during this time in a dormant state, I'm off to myself alone and don't speak at all. And any interaction, you can hardly get a word out of me. A very unhealthy habit. This time, however, it's not as severe. It was heavy, still is heavy, because I'm still coming out, but not smothering. Jehovah makes it a lot easier to endure when the mind is on Him as a singular focus. So, but let's head over to Psalms 119 and 71. And there we go. And it reads, It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes. During this period of pain, Jehovah is my comforter, and I encourage you to make him yours as well. Psalms 119:50, starting with B first. For thy word hath quickened me. A. This is my comfort in my affliction. So, being one that has to feel something emotionally to associate similar situations, to pass emotions, to understand, strictly to understand, as having to feel it. This is how being aware of something and truly understanding something is emotionally, spiritually separated for me. Example, and I'm sure many can relate to this. Having been in a relationship as a Gentile and cheated on by that partner, and she lied about it, gives a better understanding of how the Most High may feel about anyone committing adultery and breaking his trust with the works of the flesh. So let's head over here. That's oh, spelled that wrong. Okay. Back this bus up. Okay. So like this is why I usually say this is the hottest one here. Because being cheated on, spiritually cheating on our husband, breach of marriage, displaying that unfaithfulness, and yeah, it's all recorded. That spiritual corruption, be it from idolatry, whatever transgression is sin, the most common, fornication, and all of it is covenant breaking, betraying his trust, his love, and he has a heaven and hell to put us in. So from here, Proverbs, pa- there we go, 6:32. Proverbs 6:32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman, spirit, lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. He has the heaven and hell. But that's how I emotionally attach myself to the word. But back to it. Heading back to Psalms 95 and 7. And computer is okay. There we go. Psalms 95 and 7. And it reads, For he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture, and the sheep of his hand. And that's all I needed from that verse. From here, gonna head over to Sirach. There we go. And going to 32. 7. Uh, no struggle. There we go. 32 and 7. So, like I was saying earlier, from Ecclesiastes 3 and 7, a time to speak. And Sirach 32, 7, speak, young man, male or female, if there be need of thee. Verse 8, let thy speech be short. And during that period, as many may have noticed, I shut down. I go into that dormant state like full fledged, and it's focus. It is focus because I'm fighting against the fog, and I'm sure others may be able to relate, but I get it. Ecclesiastes 3 and 11. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. And that's something that's difficult for me to remember sometimes, being impatient, that it's in his time, not mine. Also, he had set the world in their heart, that inner part, that faith and belief, what I'm keying on with here, so that no man, male or female, can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. Exodus 18:22. Exodus 18:22. And let them judge the people at all seasons. So in that uh, state, that heaviness, it's definitely draining, and as I stated, the feeling to do anything is simply not there. Just want to fade away. But in those times with Jehovah in play, and that faith and belief is there. Proverbs 4 and 23. Hey, keep thy heart, that faith and belief, with all diligence. Even in this dormant season, my goal is to keep that same energy and function as a servant, despite how my flesh may feel. 2 Timothy 4 and 2. Here's what will happen. Preach the word, complete thought. And here's the kicker. Be instant in season, out of season. And definitely feels like out of season, but word must go forth. Continuing. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. That long suffering, didn't mean to close that. Just going to look at long suffering and doctrine. So that long suffering, fruit of the Spirit, perfect Spirit, patience, forbearance. Just gonna go one step deeper real quick. That's mercy, kindness. Back to patience. Here we go. Endurance. Endure. And now looking at doctrine. The basic truth and holding on to the foundation, which the foundation is Jehovah. But what I was primarily looking for is the report, holding on to Jehovah's instruction. And that report is going to take it a step deeper to see why I'm saying report for upholding the reputation, his reputation of being our strength, bearing his mark, being renewed, revived by his word, his strength and power. This can go on, but I think that'll suffice. Okay. From here, gonna head over to second Esdras. There we go. 14, 13. Okay, I was there. Okay. And it's gonna be 13 and 14, 15. Now therefore, set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as comparing be in trouble, and including now renounce corruption. That'll be the spiritual wickedness of what the flesh desire. Verse 14, let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature. The thought of wanting to just stay in bed, curl up, do nothing at all, no speaking, no nothing. 15, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. The old thought of checking out at the end of the road, which it was thrown out there, but it was not picked up because I know who threw it. And let's go to it. Ephesians 6 and 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Satan ain't playing. He wants us dead by any means necessary. So he can throw what he wants. That faith and belief in Jehovah, holding to him, that's our key. From here, Lamentations 3. Waiting on the computer. There we go. and it's going to be 3, 24, 25, 26. Uh, yeah, yeah, 24. The Lord is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore will I hope in him. 25. The Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. 26. It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord. And I encourage you, hope and wait. Says quietly, but should you need someone to talk to, of course, Jehovah's always there, but the spiritual family is here for a reason. Don't be afraid to reach out. Yeah, we all are in our own worlds and our own compartments here and there, but at the end of the day, one team, one fight. We here together. And I'm slowly coming out of my shell, letting my legs and arms and head stick out all the way instead of cramming them in there when I'm in those types of states. But for the brothers and the sisters, I thank you all. I appreciate you all. Love you all, truly. Yeah, it sounds like vain words, but I love you as myself. With that, I thank you for your time. Shalom.